So this is your annual race refresher, pass refresher, fire extinguisher and fire response. I gotta get this closer. Your race policy is remove, activate, close, and evacuate. So upon finding a fire or a smoke situation, your first priority is to get everybody out of the room. And then once they're out and you're sure the room is clear, what do you do? Now, what's the next thing once that room is empty you do? Shut that door. I'm stressing that because we actually had an incident this morning in the nursing home. That was the last thing they did. It was a blower fan housekeeping uses. The dry wax caught fire. There wasn't flame shooting out of it, but there was smoke rolling out of it. So I just happened to be walking in the building. By the time I got over to B1, after I was told it was a false alarm, because they assumed because it was a piece of mechanical equipment and there was no flame showing, that's a false alarm, and that's not the case. It's real. They didn't page it overhead. They hadn't called 911 yet. By the time I got down to the room, the entire hall was filled full of smoke. It wasn't heavy smoke. It wasn't smoke that probably would affect you guys. But in a skilled nursing facility where everybody's got COPD or emphysema, what do you think that light smoke's doing to half the people on the wing? So once that room is clear, I don't care if you forget everything else other than yourself and the youth, shut that door on the way out. We can work with everything after that. You got to contain that smoke and that fire to the room, okay? I was really disappointed this morning in their response. So hopefully if there's any amount of smoke, the alarms are going off on their own. Does anybody know how the fire system works in this building? We've changed it quite a bit in the last few years. On the units, if the smoke detector goes off, is that going to set the alarms off? 2 devices, okay? The pull stations up in here will turn the alarms on, or you need 2 devices, 2 redundant smoke detectors to go off before the alarms go off. Again, close all remaining doors and windows in the fire zone. Evacuate as directed by person in charge. Who's the person in charge?
The one who recognizes the fire?
Yep. Who's in charge of the building? You're in charge of the scene. Who's in charge of the building? Weekend administrator, night administrator, administration during the normal business hours. Like the charge nurse in the nursing home is in charge of the floor, why do we need whoever's on the unit to be in charge? Maybe not a manager. Because what's everybody's first assumption, especially over here, no offense, when the alarms go off? Well, it's probably BS, right? Do we respond? Absolutely. Are we usually running in a dead run to do it? Probably not. Especially at night, you have a fire alarm go off. You have, I don't know, what do you have, 2 staff per unit at night? Huh? Okay. They're probably not going to be able to run get there right away. So whoever is on the unit is in charge, okay? Now, if the night administrator comes in and takes over, that's fine. But the person on the unit needs to make some very good decisions very quickly. If it's a real fire, get the door shut, get the kids out, let everybody in the building know that this is the real thing. Get that backup call made to 911. You don't know if something's gone wrong with the fire alarm system. You don't know if the game well's working, if the fire department's got the actual call. So make sure that 911 backup call gets done. Who does it during the day? Liz. Yep. Liz or whoever's at the desk. Remove anyone in the fire area while calling out Dr. Ed and the location. Close all doors on your way out, including adjoining room doors. Activate the fire alarm if it already isn't sounding. Again, it takes 2 smoke detectors, or you'll have to pull a pull station in this area, or you can just dial 911. What's the problem with just dialing 911 if you actually had a fire in the room? You shut the door, it's contained to the room, it's not actually setting off the alarms. Nobody else in the building knows. You need to get the in-house alarm system activated. There are no pull stations in the units anymore. They are located in the common areas. The front desk, night weekend administrator, is responsible for that backup call. Close all remaining doors and windows in the fire zone if you have time. Ensure all fire barrier doors are never closed and blocked. Ensure all fire barrier doors are closed and never blocked. Ensure all exits are never blocked. Evacuate means through the nearest unobstructed exit. Person in charge is administration. I'm talking in charge of the building. Or night weekend administrator until the fire department arrives. Once the fire department is here, they are in charge. Do you come back into the building until before they say you can? No. Let them tell you. Evacuate means all must leave building regardless of the reason, time, weather, etc. This is a state requirement. Staff responsibilities. First staff, if their safety can be assured, check the unit for stragglers. Will accompany youth. The second person will accompany youth to designated stopover point and take account of all youth and staff. Keep youth at stopover location until you are accounted for. Wait for further instructions. Where's Unit 1 and 2's stopover? Basketball court. Where's Unit 3 and 4's? Yeah. If it's going to be a long, drawn-out process, where does everybody evacuate to? School. And if you're a school employee, that's vice versa here. You come over here. Even day students, and then you probably just bus your day students out from here. Call maintenance. They forget to do this a lot. We do have to come over and reset the system. We just went over stopover points. Final location, all clear. No one is to re-enter the building until the fire department says so. Fire system is never to be reset, and I think we've got this under control. I don't think anybody can get in there now. The reason we don't want you to set off the fire system is even if it's an obvious false alarm, maintenance still needs to come over and see what caused the false alarm. And if you reset the system, then it clears the history, the trouble history, so we don't know what device was active. And that means it's probably going to go off again on you down the road. Does everybody know how to use a fire extinguisher? All right, I'm not going to demonstrate. I'll go over pass. How many people would use a fire extinguisher in this building? It's up to you. I can't tell you to or not to. What would contradict using a fire extinguisher? How big the fire is. If your safety can be assured. If a kid started a trash can fire in his room, you've removed him, you're getting people out, you haven't shut the door yet, because once the door is closed, you don't re-enter. You grab the fire extinguisher, you want to knock it out quick, that's fine, that's your judgment call. Remember, what's going to happen when you blow a fire extinguisher into a garbage can? It's going to go right back in your face. Just be cognizant of that. If the kid set the mattress on fire, which I think they're flame retardant, but say the mattress and the blankets are on fire, are you going to use a fire extinguisher to knock that out? Probably not. Does anybody know what a 5-pound fire extinguisher, how long that's going to last you? Yeah. Best case scenario, 10-pounder, 30, 40 seconds. So if you got a roaring fire, that's not going to do much for you. You're trying to put that out, you got a plastic mattress on fire, what are you getting? Nice clear white smoke, thin? No. You're getting heavy black smoke. You're going to have trouble breathing, especially if it's coming in or coming at you. So just shut the door. That's what the sprinklers are for. People are more valuable than the building. They can be rebuilt. So to use a fire extinguisher, pass, pull, aim, squeeze, and sweep. Pull the pin, aim approximately 5 feet away. Sweep side to side, approximately 5 feet away from the fire. And again, if it's anything bigger than a trash can fire, a small electrical fire on a fan or a computer or a toaster, an ABC fire extinguisher probably isn't going to put it out, especially if it was intentionally set. All right? Any questions? All right. What's the secretary's responsibility, receptionist, or a person with the emergency phone? Call 911. Check the front annunciator panel. You know what that is? Thing that out front that tells you where the fire actually is. If only one device goes off, central station will ask if there is a need for dispatch. They will not automatically dispatch if one device goes off, or they shouldn't be. I can't promise you that, but they shouldn't be. It is important that you check where the activation occurred. Do not assume it's a false alarm before requesting the fire department be dispatched. Why did we change the system? Too many false alarms. Too many false alarms. We're staffed 24 hours. We took the pull stations off the units to alleviate those false alarms. That did put a lot more liability on the staff. If you have a smoke detector going off or you have the entire fire system going off, do not assume it's a false alarm, although 99.9% of the time it is. You need to physically find out where that device is, go to that location, ensure there's no fire. If there's any question, any doubt in your mind whatsoever, you need to dial 911. Okay? Central station will automatically be notified if the pull stations in the common areas are activated. There's a sprinkler activation. Anything in the kitchen is activated. 2 or more smoke detectors are activated on the units. A heat detector in the kitchen is activated, or the COs, carbon monoxide detectors, are activated. Is there any questions? All right, well, thank you.